It's Jack Newsham.
So when he said roller coaster camp, my first thought wasn't, do you do like physics and math? It's, how did you make the height limit? I can't see, but I'm sorry. So, for those of you who came, because I mentioned this on Facebook, which is maybe like 3 of you, I swore I'd only do 2 puns, but one of them is so bad that I'm just going to do one. So, when there are 2 babies born, you call it twins, and when there are 4 babies, it's quadruplets, and when there are 8 babies, it's octuplets. But when it's 16 babies, you don't really have a term, and I'd like to propose one. How does conference womb sound? Probably just solid what's there. So, you know what I don't like? I just realized this. When you're like looking at a piece of art and its title is untitled and then in parentheses, a title, like that's always struck me as cheating. Like, that's just unfair. That's all the hipness of not having a title with like the, I know you don't understand this, so here's a title. Over Christmas break, I was trying to hold this like this. It's like I'm about to rap out of this. Over Christmas break, I was.
This is like a true white man.
Mom spaghetti. I have 0 other cultural references like this. So over Christmas break, I was hanging with some high school friends at one of their houses, and we decided to play Monopoly. I don't know why, but we were playing Monopoly. And after like 2 hours of this, we all wanted to kill each other, especially one guy who's kicking all our asses. He somehow like controlled like 85% of the board. He tries to distract us from this by saying, oh, you know how realistic this game is? Like, this is just how Atlantic City, New Jersey was in like 1930. And like the streets are all the same, and the railroads are the same. And I said, you're a thimble, and you will own 85% of the property in Atlantic City. How is that realistic at all? And I said, and look at me now, I'm refusing to roll the dice until you give me a better loan. How is that? You cannot stop all commerce by refusing to roll dice. That's not how business works. You can't just go to the bank and say, 8% interest. Fuck that, I'm not rolling the dice. So, I'm going to talk about Valentine's Day because I hear people like when you're topical. That was just yesterday, in case you missed it. I didn't really do much. So I went to a Hindi class and we talked about like Valentine's Day in other countries. I said, do they have Valentine's Day in India? And our teacher said, not really, because there's some guys like who, when they see you holding hands or like kissing with your significant other on the street, they force you to get married right there. Like, which is kind of terrifying. I did some Googling, and I found like these guys, they had a protest, and they were like holding signs that had hearts on them, with like an X through the hearts. And I'm like, how could that possibly like be a positive message that people receive? There was another picture of them like burning pictures of Cupid. Like, this is a baby whose sole purpose is to make people fall in love and to like sell you shit. But like, how could you? I didn't get it. And I learned, so in Japan for Valentine's Day, it's just like the women who give the men chocolates and other gifts. And a month later, they have a different holiday where men give women flowers and cars and whatever. But so, on Valentine's Day, I was looking on Facebook, and all my single friends seem to be posting like, boo-hoo, I'm just going to be watching House of Cards tonight and drinking wine. And I must have gone full circle because that's what my girlfriend and I did that night. But no, actually I don't watch House of Cards. I have enough alcoholic, sex-maniacal climbers here in real life. Let's see. All we did, we went to a very calm Valentine's Day party. But what, like, they had snacks and wine, and but on these snacks, on these cupcakes, you know those little candy hearts that say like "Be mine" and "I love you" and like "My crush" and like stupid stuff like that. Well, there was, thank you, one of you. Like, the rest of you like missed all of grade school. Well, she has one on top of this cupcake, and it says "Don't tell." Doesn't that sound a little rapey? speaking of Valentine's Day and romance, supposedly there's a sexy thing that people always make it out to be, and it's showering together. And like, which I guess is like kind of sweet in concept, but like, let me ask whoever came up with that idea. What do you do when you have to wash your genitals? Like, you just like look up into space, like, anyways. Logistics, you're allowed to think about that. That's my set.